A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to class 11th Business Studies. We were doing the revision of the chapter 2, that is forms of business organization, where we have already covered the topic sole proprietorship. We have covered the topic Hindu undivided family. We studied in sole proprietorship, its merits, its limitations, and its benefits or features to start. Then we studied joint Hindu family business, where we had discussed that there is a one joint family business where the oldest person, who is known as the Karta, is the head of the family, and all other members are known as co-partners. So the Karta and co-partners jointly do the business, but mainly the decision is of the Karta only, and whatever Karta says, everyone has to follow the decision. So as the liability of Karta is unlimited, but the liability of other members remains always limited. And it is basically governed by the provisions of Hindu law. There is a Hindu Succession Act which is being uh, applicable on the joint Hindu family business, and we have to work according to that only. So these all features, merits we had already covered in the last class with the limitations. Now let us talk about the next business, next form of business, that is partnership. When we explain what is partnership, we'll simply say that partnership form of business organization emerged to overcome the difficulties of sole proprietorship business. Basically, there are a lot of difficulties in sole proprietor. As a sole proprietor is only a single person, and in that case, he has only the limited resources also. He has limited managerial skills also. The continuity of a business is in risk, because if a person is not able to do the business, he feels lunatic, or he is ill, or he died, then ultimately the business may be shut down there and then. So there are a lot of problems in the sole proprietorship business. To overcome the problems of sole proprietor only, the partnership business is here. And on the partnership business, first of all, I must tell you that there is an act by the government, the Indian Partnership Act 1932, which is basically applicable on the partnership business. And according to this act, what is the definition? The definition is that partnership is the relationship between two or more persons. See, minimum two are required to form a partnership, right? There can be more than two also. So the partnership form of business is the relationship between two or more persons who have agreed, जिन्होंने agree किया है to share the profits and losses of a business, कि वो लोग मिलके share करेंगे profit and loss of a business. कौन सी रेशियो में? Either in the decided ratio, या तो जो उन्होंने decide कर ली होगी रेशियो उस रेशियो में, या equal रेशियो के अंदर. अगर डिसाइड नहीं किया तो equal रेशियो में, where the business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. जहां पे हो सकता है बिजनेस सब लोग मिलके कैरी कर रहे हैं, मतलब ऑल आर द एक्टिव पार्टनर्स, ऑल आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द बिजनेस एंड ऑल आर डूइंग द बिजनेस, और देयर कैन बी एनी वन ऑफ देम एक्टिंग फॉर ऑल. या ये भी हो सकता है कि एक पर्सन जो है वो उस बिजनेस को मेनली कर रहा है, बाकी सब जो है सपोज स्लीपिंग पार्टनर्स है, आई विल जस्ट टेल यू लेटर, एंड वन पर्सन इज द वन मेंबर इज द active member. Now, features of partnership. You must have studied the feature that is it is easy to form, which means there is only a requirement of an agreement among the two persons who are going to start a business, and that business must be a lawful business, right? And then agreement can be either oral or written. But two people coming together for charitable purpose is not a partnership, because that should be a lawful business. Business होना चाहिए. If suppose if I'm opening an NGO and if we are coming together for the purpose of a charitable organization, that would not be a partnership. Then the next feature is liability. The liability of each partner is unlimited. All the partners have unlimited liability. Even their personal properties are held liable, because unlimited liability ka we all know the meaning now, that their personal properties can also be fetched in case the business is not able to repay the loan. Suppose if business is unable to repay the debts, in that case the personal property can also be fetched. Risk bearing. Who bear the risk? All partners bear the risk. All the partners basically risk, they all are risk sharing, and they all have to share the profits and loss both from the partnership firm. Decision making and control. Decisions are generally taken with mutual consent. Generally, it is observed that decisions are taken with mutual consent. So all the partners together takes all the decisions by mutual consent. Continuity. A partnership is purely a personal organization and it has no separate legal existence apart from its members. Hence, it lacks continuity. For example, death or insanity of a partner bring an end to the business. Suppose there are only two partners and one partner died. In that case, definitely it would end to a partnership business, because it would not be no more a partnership business if no one else is joining the same organization with the other member. Then definitely the one who died, after that the one who left would not be taking it into a partnership form. It would become a sole proprietorship business. Why? Because ultimately two partners were there and one died, or one became insane, or one became insolvent. So in that case, the next partner, the remaining partner, cannot treat his organization to be a partnership business just because there is only one member. It will be now a sole proprietorship. So ultimately, we can say that if any death or insanity happens, that can bring an end to the partnership business. Then members, minimum 2 to 50. So according to section 464 of Companies Act 2013, maximum number of partners that can be 100, subject the number prescribed by the government. So basically क्या होता है कि members जो है वो 100 हो सकते हैं maximum, but at present it is limited to 50 by government of India. Usually जो दूसरे business private होते हैं उसके अंदर आप 100 members तक लेके जा सकते हैं. Mutual agency. Each partner is an agent of the other partner as well as the firm. ये बहुत important है बेटे. Mutual agency. Every member work as an agent. Every partner work as an agent for the other partner as well as for the firm. For example, there are three partners, A, B, and C. They are working in Bangalore, and one of the partner had a contact with some other member, which will be definitely purchasing some goods from the firm. Then on the basis of suppose firm only, that one partner gave some discount to the third party, that contract would be now liable to everyone. If suppose if I'm the partner, I have given discount to the third party, then that contract would be liable to everybody. The other partner can't say that why you have given the discount to third party. You should not have given the discount. You would have asked just, वो उनका म्यूचुअल होगा. लेकिन अगर एक बार बाहर थर्ड पार्टी के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो गया, तब वो सबके साथ लायबल होगा, right? Which means if Mr. A has done any contract with third party, then Mr. A is working as an agent for the other partners as well as for the firm. So there is a mutual agency which happens. Then merits of partnership. It's very easy to form and close because very less legal formalities are there. And with the less legal formalities, there are somewhere the act also which is applicable. So easy to form and easy to close the partnership. There is a requirement of at least two persons who are joining together, who are coming together to do any business. Balanced decision making. Decision making is also balanced because every partner is involved in taking the decision. So they take all the decisions mutually. So somehow there is less chance of clashes if they are taking the decisions mutually. But in demerit, we will study there can be more clashes also. Because if there are more partners, then their minds would be different. While taking the decision, their minds can be different and ultimately they can be in a problem. More funds, merits. How more funds? Because more people are engaged into the partnership business. So definitely there will be more funds, more resources they all will be having. Sharing of risk. It reduces the anxiety, burden, and stress on individual partners because they are now at least two who would be sharing the risk. So somewhere it is in the mind that if I am sharing, अगर मैं गलत कर रहा हूँ या मेरे साथ गलत होगा तो दूसरे के साथ भी गलत होगा, हम उससे खुश हो जाते हैं. इंडियंस है ना, तो बेसिकली एंजाइटी, बर्डन और स्ट्रेस जो है इंडिविजुअल पार्टनर का कहीं ना कहीं कम हो जाता है इससे. Then secrecy can be maintained because if there are two or less partners, then in that case the there can be the proper secrecy which can be maintained, and of course no legal requirements to publish its accounts and reports in the public. So in that case, definitely the secrecy is maintained. But limitations: unlimited liability. All the partners have unlimited liability, which means in case even the firm is not liable to pay all the debts, then the personal assets of the partners can be fetched to clear off all the dues. Limited resources: they have the limited resources also, which means unable to run large scale business organization. Why? Because they have only limited resources, only limited members are there, so limited resources are also there, so they have to work all that with the limited resources only. Conflicts: I told you that there can be the disagreement between the partners, because there may be different decisions by the different partners which will lead to the dissolution of firm. Dissolution means firm ko band karna. Lack of continuity: as it has no separate legal entity, so any death of a partner or any lunacy of a partner, insolvency of a partner will definitely lead to dissolve the firm. Lack of public confidence: as it is a free from government control, government doesn't interfere in the partnership form of business, then people are not happy to invest in the partnership business, because they feel like public is not into confidence actually to invest in the partnership form of businesses. Now what are the different types of partners? 6 types of partners are there. सब में common चीज क्या है? सबकी liability unlimited होगी. All the partners will have the unlimited liability. All will share the profits and losses. First is active or working partner. देख रहे हो सुपरमैन की फोटो? Who is actively participating, who contributes the capital, जो capital contribute करता है, and he takes part in every day-to-day business affairs, which means he actively participates in all the business affairs, in all the decisions and management of the partnership. So it is known as active or working partner. Sleeping or dormant partner. See the emoji, you can see the sleeping or dormant partner who doesn't play an active role in the business, which means who contributes the capital, no doubt. ये capital contribute करता है, ये share करता है profits and losses also. He shares all the profits and losses as well. But it is observed that he is not at all active, which means when it comes to taking the decision, he actually is not at all active. So ultimately, he is a sleeping or dormant partner. Secret partner, as the name says, secret, whose identity is not being public. His connection with the firm is unknown to the public. For example, आपको पता है जैसे Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, he must be having share in various partnership businesses, but his identity is not revealed. So his connection with the firm is unknown to the public. He contributes the capital, participates in management. Of course, his liability is also unlimited, but his identity is not revealed. Nominal partner, who just gives his name and reputation for the benefit of the firm. Also known as ostensible partner or quasi partner, which means जो अपना name देता है, goodwill देता है बस partnership firm को. Doesn't contribute capital, no participation in management, no sharing in profit, but is liable to outsider. लेकिन इसकी liability outsider के लिए unlimited होती है. Can anyone tell me why? क्यों इसकी liability जो है unlimited होती है बाहर वालों के लिए? इसका reason बिल्कुल simple है. Okay, I'm waiting for 1 minute if I get the answer in the chat box from you. सबसे exact answer मिला है. Because Nilima wrote, because people treat him a partner or know him as a partner. Very good. You know why the nominal partner is having the unlimited liability? Because his goodwill or his reputation is being used in the partnership firm. And if people are coming to the business organization, to that partnership business, in that case, they are just coming to invest in that because they know that the concerned person is the partner whose name is being given. So definitely, uske naam ko dekhte ho, people are joining that business, or people are doing the activities with the partnership business. So in that case, we know that concerned person. तो अगर कल को मेरे साथ कुछ गलत होगा, तो I will be definitely blaming that concerned person ना, जिसका name और fame वो partnership use कर रहा था, और जिससे attract होके I was being the member or the purchaser, buyer of the goods from partnership, right? Then fifth is partnership by estoppel. If a person acts as a partner of a firm by his words and conduct, he can be called as partner by estoppel. Even though he is not an actual partner, he is liable for the debts of the firm he makes himself as a partner in front of public. एक एग्जांपल से समझते हैं बेटे, पार्टनरशिप बाय एस्टॉपल. There is a chemist shop. Suppose you went to a chemist shop and आपने वहां देखा मिस्टर ए स्टैंडिंग. आपने उसको डॉक्टर का वो रेफरेंस दिया और आपने कहा कि प्लीज गिव मी दीज मेडिसिन, और उसने जाके मेडिसिन निकाल के दे दिया आपको. आपको तो ये लगेगा ना कि दैट ही इज द ओनर ऑफ द शॉप और ही इज वर्किंग हियर, which means he is the concerned person from the chemist shop. Yes, you will be definitely knowing this only. आपके सामने तो because यही हुआ. But you know, maybe the owner is somewhere out. He went to work somewhere out. But उसने कहा था कि उसने उस भैया को कहा था जो मिस्टर ए वहां खड़ा था कि प्लीज आप थोड़ी देर मेरी शॉप देख लो, मैं आता हूँ. अब उस भैया ने ये नहीं कहा कि आपको कस्टमर को उसने ये नहीं कहा मिस्टर ए ने कि द ओनर इज नॉट हियर, आई एम नॉट द कंसर्न पर्सन, लेट हिम कम, ही विल गिव यू द मेडिसिन. उसने क्या किया, उसने मेडिसिन निकाली और आपको दे दी. घर गया आप, आपने मेडिसिन खाई और आपकी तबीयत बिगड़ गई. आप वापस गए, आपने देखा कि जो मेडिसिन थी वो एक्सपायरी डेट की थी. आप उसकी दुकान पे गए. जब आप दुकान पे गए, उसकी शॉप पे गए, केमिस्ट शॉप पे, जिस पर्सन ने आपको मेडिसिन दी थी अब वो वहां नहीं था. आपने कहा मैं आपकी शॉप से मेडिसिन लेकर गया हूँ और ये एक्सपायरी डेट की निकली. ओनर ने कहा नहीं, आप तो नहीं लेके गए हमसे, मैंने तो आपको पहली बार देखा है. आपने कहा नहीं, आप नहीं थे, मैं नहीं जानता आप कौन हो, मैं उस भैया से लेके गया था इतने बजे जो यहाँ पर था. उसने कहा वो तो अच्छा थोड़ी देर के लिए आया था. अरे भैया आपने उससे क्यों ले ली, उसको तो पता ही नहीं था, मैं तो बस छोड़ के गया था. ही प्रोजेक्टेड लाइक ओनर बट ही वाज नॉट, बट ही इज अ पार्टनर बाय एस्टॉपल. समझ गए, ही इज अ पार्टनर बाय एस्टॉपल. कल को केस होगा तो वो बंदा भी घसीटा जाएगा. व्हाई? बिकॉज हिज लायबिलिटी इज अनलिमिटेड. उसकी लायबिलिटी अनलिमिटेड है क्योंकि उसने वो काम कर दिया जो उसको नहीं करना था. He projected himself as a partner. All right, but he is not an actual partner. उसके वर्ड्स और कंडक्ट ऐसे लगे कि वो पार्टनर है, लेकिन वो एक्चुअल पार्टनर नहीं है. So he is known as partner by estoppel. Now, partner by holding out. A person may be declared as a partner in a firm by the outsiders and doesn't deny this even after becoming aware of it. He is also liable to the debts of the firm. He is not an actual partner. You know, एक पर्सन जिसको लायबल कर दिया गया है कि ये भी हमारा पार्टनर है, लेकिन वो है नहीं पार्टनर, और जिसको हमने लायबल कर दिया, डिक्लेयर कर दिया कि ये भी हमारा पार्टनर है, उसने मना भी नहीं किया कि मैं नहीं हूँ पार्टनर थर्ड पार्टी के सामने. उसने भी ऐसी प्रोजेक्ट किया कि हाँ मैं हूँ पार्टनर, और डिनाई भी नहीं किया कि मैं नहीं हूँ. ही इज नोन एज पार्टनर बाय होल्डिंग आउट. यानी कि जब भी एक पर्सन एक कंसर्न पार्टनरशिप फर्म के द्वारा थर्ड पार्टी के सामने लायबल करा दिया जाता है दैट ही इज आल्सो द पार्टनर, डिक्लेयर्ड एज अ पार्टनर, एंड द कंसर्न पर्सन डजंट डिनाई दैट ही इज नॉट द पार्टनर, he would be known as partner by holding out. Now you can see the chart of types of partners on your screen. Different types of partners. One common things you see in all the types of partners: unlimited liability. All the partners have unlimited liability because वो third party के सामने they all are projected as partners. Now, minor as a partner, very important question. Can a minor be a partner in a partnership firm? So a minor is a person basically who have completed not completed the age of 18 years. He would be termed as a minor. जो भी छोटा है 18 से कम है. Like you all are minors. When we say that a minor can be a member in a partnership firm, so I'll say no. He cannot become a partner as he is not capable of enter into a contract. क्योंकि वो contract में enter नहीं कर सकता. But he may be admitted as a partner to the benefits of the firm. लेकिन उसको admit किया जा सकता है to the benefits of the firm with the consent of all the partners. सारे partners मिलके उसको admit कर सकते हैं only for the benefits, right? But he would not be the partner of the firm who would be just admitted as a for the benefits only. For example, if a celebrity is admitted, it may be beneficial to the firm. क्योंकि अगर देखते हैं ना आप, एक कोई सेलिब्रिटी अगर आ जाता है पार्टनरशिप में ऐड हो जाता है तो वो बेनिफिशियल हो जाएगा फर्म के लिए. तो he would not be, that celebrity will not be investing any amounts, would not be doing anything, he would not be treated as a partner, but if any profit and loss share would be definitely given to that celebrity. That is we say minor as a partner. You know, he cannot take active part in the management. As I told you, his liability is limited also. उसकी liability भी limited रहेगी, limited to the extent of the profit and capital if he has contributed. After becoming major, once that celebrity becomes major, which means he attains the age of 18, in that case he will be